If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Esther, you asked me for this anniversary date, right? So we'll
Yeah.
see how we can do it. First, we'll finish
Yeah.
off that one. So, for example, you asked me who falls this anniversary date. Okay, who is having to have anniversary date, the particular date, or whose anniversary falls this month. Okay.
Yeah.
We have two things. We have either like no, we will see which one we wanted it. Okay. So where is your report? Let's see, test report, right? Test. What was it? What test report, right? Your report is. So you didn't get a chance to go through it, right? Since you didn't have the tenant.
I had one, so I tried to like do, I tried to test in a report, so I found out a logic, but I'm not sure, like it didn't work very well.
Okay. So we have a field called next, and I didn't remember it actually. We have a field called next anniversary. Okay, next anniversary date. Okay. So this field will give you when is the next anniversary for the employee. Okay. So we can use this field and put a filter here who falls on that particular date. Like no, we can have them as a prompt. Okay. Whenever like no HR is entering that particular date, we can match with this anniversary date. Who anniversary is coming on the particular date, we can make that way. Okay. Other way is like who falls in this particular month, who has to do that. You can create a concept of like no, do the format date and take only the month from the higher date. Okay, since I have formatted this date. Okay, so format date you can do it and take only the month. So whenever I'm putting this as a prompt, this particular field I'm making it as a prompt. Okay, let me show you. So in the filter, I've added this cal field, which will gives you the month of from the high rate, it will give you the month. Okay. And then I have made it to prompt. Instead of specifying the value, I made it to prompt. Okay. Default, like you specify the prompt. Okay. And then I'll run the report. So it will prompt me to specify the month. Okay. If I'm specifying it as first month, it will give you who anniversary falls in the month of January. It will show you. See, for these employees, they all month, if you see the month from the higher rate, it is first month. So over anniversary is falling on particular month, it will show you. See, there are these employees, and these employees anniversary on the if you see the month here, see the month, it's all on first month of January. Okay, and like no, I want to find whose anniversary falls in the month of second. Okay, you can do this way, or else whose anniversary date is falling on a particular date, you can make like no, you can make the field as on prompt, make them as a prompt and specify the date so that whose anniversary is falling on a particular date, you can have it. See.
Yeah, so how do I do it on a particular date and before? I don't want
I'll
somebody
tell you.
who has done it on the particular date. So it's date and before. So now I get whosoever's anniversary is falling in October, but I'm not getting those who already completed before October, right?
I'll tell you. So see, whose anniversary date is between these two dates, like from this date to this date you wanted, or before that dates.
As I told you, my requirement, the thing is, so today is 5/10 2020. So
Okay.
till today, how many employees have completed their anniversaries? Till today. Till the date.
So you can specify the value, what value specified in the filter. Okay. And you can specify the date, 1st of October. Let's say who has completed the anniversary before 1st of this October this month. Nobody has like no as anniversary date in this month. In this month they don't have it.
Oh, it should tell like who has completed till date.
Anniversaries.
Not only
Okay.
today. It's till date.
Till date you want it. Okay.
So the thing is, say my birthday is in the month of May. So if I'm running a for today, it should show yes, she already completed her birthday. And whosoever who have completed their birthday till today should show up, including those who have their birthdays today.
Okay. So for example, if the birthday is like no for this month, who have already completed it and also who are on the particular date, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we take birthday.
No, you can show it to the
Anniversary
itself. Yeah, so I just told you so that I know for
Yeah.
understanding for the.
So we also have last anniversary. So calculate incremental date. Most recent hire date. So let's take this anniversary in years. Let's take the field type. It is numeric. Okay. Oh, less than or equal to. Let's take 1. Who's going to complete it, right? Okay. So you wanted a particular month or a particular year. Let me understand your requirement very clearly. See,
I'm already
you
told
want
you.
yeah, see the different scenarios are there, right? You want the anniversary, okay?
What is an anniversary date? So there'll be change in the year, but the day and the
Okay.
month will change, right? So that will be our anniversary date. Say I was hired on July
Okay.
2016, someday, July 2016, 4th
Okay.
of July, say 4th of July 2016. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So, and today
Okay.
is 5th of October
Okay.
2020.
Okay.
Okay. Say, suppose you are hired
Okay.
on this is Sushma. Okay. Sushma's hire date, the first one.
Okay.
Next
Okay.
will be Muthu's hire date. So, Muthu's hire date is
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Okay. So, Muthu's hire date is on, say, 5th of October
Okay.
2016. Okay.
Okay.
There is some XYZ person who's
Okay.
hired.
Okay.
Okay, some XYZ person is there whose hire date is say 6th of October 2020, 6th of October 2016.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm running a report.
So
I
if you
should
pick up
follow
only these two employees.
yeah,
Okay.
and it didn't show this. So now do you understand my requirement?
Yes. 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 See, it's again, you have to do a date difference from your, see, you understand this? So you have to find higher date minus today. Okay. Get it in years. Or I'll get it in, what was it?
So you'll either
Hello?
get it in years, you'll either get it in month, or you'll either get it in days. Or you can fetch 3 different fields and get in 3 different.
Yeah, 3 different fields and get it
Correct?
concatenated and make sure like, no, we'll do like, no, in years I'll get, in months I'll get, in days I'll get.
Yeah, that and all I know. So how do you get it in the report?
Okay. So you do like, no, get in years, month and date. And then from the higher date also, from today also you get it from day, month and year. And make sure less than or equal to, less than or equal, like that you can make it. So let's take it this way. So from the higher, from today also.
I think what we will do is you get this back to me by tomorrow now that you've understood it, because I don't want to waste our training time, because
Okay,
you know.
okay. Now it's clear. I'll make it sure. Okay, I'll do it
Yeah,
tomorrow. Okay.
yeah.
So we have
So
a field also called anniversary date. So this will also be helpful to find who is falling as the next anniversary. Whose anniversary is next, we can get this. With that also, it will be very helpful field to get to it. Okay.
okay.
Okay, fine. So I'll work on that. So we started with this date difference functions, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll remove this filter.
So, Muthu, I just wanted to like confirm, a few things with you. The thing is, I'm facing, I'll be facing a very complex interview. So,
Okay.
by the end of the training, I should be ready to answer all the complicated questions. It shouldn't be like,
Okay.
creating just
Okay.
normal fields. It's not just that. So, creating a normal calc field, I can actually study using community as well.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, so I would need something which is complex, like the scenarios that I'm giving it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure. See, this just gave you live like scenario right now, right? Okay. I can do it, but it takes like no at least 10 to 15 minutes to think of it, what your scenario is, right?
Sorry?
See, I understood the scenario. I need Senna, I'll create and show you.
No, I'm not asking you to create and show me. I'm telling
Okay.
you,
You want
is
complex scenarios to be there, and then you wanted to know how you create it. Like I want me to take complex scenarios, right?
yeah.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
Is there a lag between what I'm talking?
Yes, little bit lagging is there, but I think I can get it. Okay.
Okay.
See the one like let's start with the new calculated field to rate functions. Okay. See, I'm just going to give you a scenario like I want to take all the termination reasons. I want to take only employees who have terminated with only voluntary reasons. How can we do
So
that?
what?
I wanted to take my report should pick up only employees, okay,
Mm-hmm.
who have terminated,
Mm-hmm.
as my scenario, who have terminated, who
Mm-hmm.
got terminated with the voluntary reasons. So if you have termination, we have voluntary and involuntary reasons, right? So I have
Yeah.
terminated only with voluntary reasons. How
Yeah.
could we pick it up? How this report can pick it up?
You can filter it down.
In the filter,
Yeah. In the filter, look for the employees who are terminated, and it should be equal to the particular comparison value, which is whatever the value that you're giving.
okay, let's try. Are we getting it? Okay.
So we should also complete our leftover calc fields,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
I'm just going to cover that. That's why I took the scenario. I'm just going to cover it.
okay.
I'm just going to cover it. Okay, as you said, terminated. Fine. You said I'm just going there. Wait, I'll just cover it. That's why I took the scenario. Okay. You
Okay.
said termination reason. Will it come here? We'll get secondary termination reason. It's there, but you have to, it's not an instance field, it's a text field. You have to specify carefully about the reason. The text should be perfect. Okay. We have local, we have last termination reason, but I want to take only voluntary termination reasons.
Okay.
Okay. We have secondary termination reasons, but it's a multi-instance field, but I want to take a primary termination reasons. Okay.
Okay.
How will I take it? Okay. I'll tell you. So we will create, first we have to choose the voluntary reasons first, right? So let's go to create a calc field. See, they will be like, no, let me go to the business object details and show you first. It's taking a few minutes. Okay. See, we already take termination reason. We have a field called termination history approved. Okay. It's a multi-instance field. So already for all the events in worker integrated system, you will know it. Okay. But before that, I'll tell you, we want to get any termination reasons. We have first, it has to be approved, right? Generally, I won't take it also approved terminations, not just the in progress. I won't take only approved terminations, and also it should be with a reason voluntary. Okay, this is what my requirement is. So what will I do is like if you take termination history, there will be multiple instances will be there. Let me do it. I'll show you. Okay. Okay. So if you type, as you said, you search with a keyword here, termination. Okay, and you'll get a lot of reasons over here. Okay, we have like Workday delivered field called termination history approved. It will be in alphabetical order. See, termination history approved. So we use this field so that it gives only approved termination reason. We also take from worker history. But if you take worker history, right, it will have a huge number of transactions. It will have hired, it will have change job. Every transaction will be like it will be there. So Workday has come up with this termination history approved. So this will bring only termination who have been it is approved only. Okay, and this is a multi-instance field, but I want to take only one instance from it. What is the top stack instance? I want to take it. Okay, which is the top. Okay, see for example, one might be approved and they might have taken back, and approved so that second they might have dropped paper and again they have taken back. So I want to take only the topmost and I want to have only one instance. Okay, see this is a multi-instance. If you go there, my employee might have 2-3 instances with respect to terminations. Okay, but I want to have only one. Okay, contains approved termination transactions for the worker. I will take this field. Okay, I will take this field and I will take one instance. So I'll create extract single instance field. Okay, so we have a function called extract single instance. So we'll go to that particular calculate function. Okay, so we were discussing on the lookup extract single instance. So I want to extract particular instance. So I'll create a calculated field. My business object with respect to here is worker. Under the worker only, I have this termination history approved. Okay, and then I'll go to worker. I want to extract a particular instance, so I'll go to extract single instance. Okay, and I'm going to have CF extract single instance termination voluntary termination. Okay, and then OK. And then what is my field over here? I want to extract particular instance from this termination history approved. Okay, I'll put my source field here. Okay, so okay, but I want only termination reason to be picked up. Okay, I will create a condition here, but while creating a condition, your business object should be from here. Your business object should be termination event. Okay, your condition, what you're creating, you're putting a condition, it will be from termination event. I want to create one more cal field. Okay, based upon the condition should be a Boolean field here. If you go here, it should be all will be a Boolean field. Okay, as I said, I want to have only voluntary termination reason. So using this as a BO, my next condition will be based upon this business object. I'll create one more calculated field, CF true or false, and make sure your business object should be termination event. Okay, voluntary termination reason. Okay, and my function is true or false. So now I'll take the business termination reason here. What is my primary reason? Primary termination reason. So in the selection list, I'll make it. And I'll choose all my voluntary reason over here. So go here, you have this voluntary, involuntary mentioned here, right? So I'll choose all the voluntary ones. So this is a voluntary one. So this is a voluntary. So even for contingent worker, I have to include, then you use end contingent worker, contract and voluntary. If you don't want to use include contract and contingent worker, you can uncheck those the reasons. So now terminate employee, terminate this involuntary. So I don't go for involuntary. I want to go for voluntary. So voluntary. So these are my fields. So employees who have terminated with voluntary reasons only will be picked up here. Okay. So click OK. So this field will give you instance who have terminated with only voluntary reasons. Okay. So I have to specify the sort field. So I'm going to sort with effective date. Why effective date? In the sense, see, I want to if you take the worker history, we will have list of effective dates. So I want to take the latest one. So I will take the topmost ascending, descending. Descending will be the topmost one. Okay. So sorry, ascending is big to small. Ascending is small to big. Descending is big to small, right? So I will take it from big to small. I want the biggest, the latest one. So I take ascending one and I'll take the first occurrence. For example, you want the last occurrence, then you can choose the last occurrence. You want only specific occurrence, then you can choose the specific, the second occurrence or the third occurrence. If you want to have specific, then you can use the specific occurrence. Okay. Otherwise, you can have, if you wanted to the first one, last occurrence you want, you can choose descending one, you can choose the first occurrence. Okay. It's how you sorted. Okay. So I want the most effective data, the topmost one, the big to small. I'm taking this topmost ascending one and the first occurrence I'm taking it. Okay, click OK. So this you can add this as a field, this field in your okay. Now go to your report. Add this one. Okay. You can choose your. No, this is instance. Sorry. So all these employees have this instance. Okay. I'll add it here and I'll show you. I have to create one more calculate called lookup related value. This gives you the instance. Your employee has been terminated with this reasons. It gives you the instance. Okay. I want to take reasons. Okay. I'll go to again create one more calculated field. Copy this. Create one more calculate to look for a particular reason. Lot of time. Okay. CF LRV termination reason and my business object will be worker and lookup related value. Put the condition, whatever field you created, the x-axis and lenses, that field you put it here, and then take the primary termination reason. Either you can do this way. What reason you want to check it, you can take it from here. Okay. Click OK. Okay. So now come here, add this field, lookup related field. No, I want the LRV field. Did I save it? LRV termination reason. Okay. Choose infrequently in the selection list. You can choose your termination reasons from here. Okay. See, it's all a voluntary and you will get it. You have to choose it from here. Okay. So all the voluntary, I'll choose it. I'll add this field in the report and I'll show you how it looks. Okay. I'll add this field in the report as well. So this report will give only people who have terminated with only voluntary termination reasons.
Okay.
See, only voluntary termination reasons have been picked up in my report. Okay. Any doubts?
No,
Any doubts, Sushma?
no. Good.
Okay. Similarly, you can try for higher reasons. So I want people who have hired with only new vacancies, or a lot of higher reasons would be there. Okay. You can try this. So basically, what in extract sentences, we have to add a condition. So in the condition, whatever you created, so the condition should be from the related business object. Okay. People will we do a lot of mistakes. We try to create the condition with the worker business object, but that should not be the case. When you create a condition, this condition should be from a related business object. We usually people make mistakes while doing this. Okay, they'll create it from worker and they still say my condition field is not popping out here. Okay, but it should be from termination event. Okay, any doubt?
No.
Okay. So this is quite people get stuck or somewhere over here. What could you take the primary termination reasons? And we have secondary termination reasons, but primary termination reasons we don't have it directly here, so we use it this way. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So the other way of doing it is like in Workday in custom report, we can add the relational business object as a field here. Okay. I'll show you. See, one advantage in the advanced report is we can add the related business object as a primary business, as the business object here. Okay. See, I have used termination history approved, right? I can use it as a business object here. See, I can use it as a business object and I can call the primary reason here. Okay, this is one advantage. We have it in advanced report, where in other reports we will not get this one. Okay. This we ask in most of the interviews in ask can we use a relational business object as a business object in advanced report? Yes, and not in metrics report. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we LRV and true or false, and we completed the exact single instance field. Okay. Or we get a particular instance from a particular business object. We can do it this way. Okay. And then we have count related instance. Okay. For example, I want to take the count of person who have been terminated with primary primary termination reasons. I want to take the count. Okay. What will I do? I want to see how many people have been terminated with voluntary termination reasons. Okay. How will I do this? We have again a function called count related instance. So we'll create CF count related instance and then termination, voluntary termination count. Business object will be worker and count related instance. Click OK. See, what is the field you wanted to go for? Termination. Okay. Termination history approved. Okay, this is a field and my later business object is field. And what condition? As I said, I want to have only people who have terminated with voluntary termination reasons. We already have a created cal field here, right? This voluntary termination reasons. So you can go here and put this one. So this will return you number of people who have terminated with particular count. It will give you the count of people who have terminated with these reasons. I'll add it here and show you. it will display 1 since we use like no, it will display for each worker. Okay. We use this count. We use this count in metrics reporting so that it will display the count with respect to that termination reasons. Here it will be like, see, the business object now is worker. So each worker will be having only 1. Okay. It is with respect to worker. Okay. For example, if you're grouping by location, by worker by location, so that particular location, how many people have been terminated with the termination reasons, we can get with metrics report. So this count, sum and all is really useful for metrics report rather than being using it in the advanced report. Okay. It's about the metrics and grouping data, right? So it will be used in metrics reporting. I'll create one metrics report in like no coming in, like no later, like in 2 months to 5 to 10 minutes, I'll create a metrics report and show you how it actually works. Okay. Any questions?
No, not as of now.
Okay. So let's, remaining functions, I'll get into metrics report and I'll show you what are the remaining calculate functions. Okay. See, and also we have the sort tab coming to the custom report, as you already discussed about what is a data source and what is a data source filter and what is a data source type. We already discussed. Okay. I don't want to waste time on that. And we come to the sort tab. So for example, in the sort tab, whatever grouping we can do perform in the sort tab, and also we can perform sorting. For example, you want to sort the report by like no employee ID, or you want to sort by as an employee name, you can still do it here. Okay, sort by field, you can do it. So you want to go to sort, you want to sort the entire report by employee name, or you want to sort by hire date, or you want to sort by location, you can do it here. Okay, specify the field. For example, I want to sort by employee ID. Just specify the field. Okay, it's a unique field. I want a unique field to sort it. Okay, it's about data delivery field, right? Okay, so this is the field. I want to sort by ascending or descending. You can choose it here. Ascending or descending order, you can choose it. What is this display like no headers and summarize fields like no? For example, you wanted to group them and you want to similarly how this metrics report works. You want to group and have the total and subtotals. You wanted to have it. You can still do it here. Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, go to the columns tab and you wanted to group by location. For example, you want to group all the workers by location. First thing is like you have to have your global field called group here. In the top, you should have it, a field called group.
I think I know what sorting is. So related data will come below that particular name tab.
So see, sort is fine. I'm just talking about these options. You don't want to know, you know about these options also. You know about these options? So like no summarize. If you know that, then well and fine, we can jump to the other topic. These one you know, subtotals, outlining, grouping.
Now the display subtotals. We can talk about display subtotals.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk about, that's why I'm talking about this. Welcome to this topic. See, in metrics report, we group by row by columns, right? We group a lot of things. We group by location, group by supervisory organization like that, right? So similarly, we can do it here as well. That's why I'm trying to talk about that. So let's say I have to have a group here. I should have a global field called group. Okay. Group name. This is a group. Okay. If you go to filter and sort tab. Okay. You have this option like no group. Like you want to have a group, you can use to specify the group. Okay, and you have to choose this checkbox. Okay, for example, I have like no, I want to total the by total base pay. Okay, I want to have a total base pay and I want to have to sum it up over here. Okay, let's add a numeric fields, very easier to add it. Totals. See, we don't do a total on text field, we do it on the numeric fields. Let's say total base pay. Okay, so total base pay amount is there, and you want, if you add any numeric field, you have to make it like what you want to display, what you want to sum it up. You want to sum it up, or you wanted to have like maximum, you want to find the maximum value, or you want to find the minimum value. We specify it here. For example, you wanted to sum it up, you can do sum. Okay, sum, and you want to show the currency, you can make it as show numeric currency, or like you want to show whatever, like you wanted to show blank, when it is blank you want to show them 0. You can shows a lot of options from here. Okay, let's say show currency symbol. Okay, go to sort now. Okay, and then make sure you have your display headers. You can make it display subtotals so that it will show you a subtotal. Like no, each location you are doing by location, it will display the subtotals. Okay, and you have to choose display grand totals of your total base pay fee. Yes, you can do it. And how do you want it to group by? For example, this is sorting, but I want to group by location. I give location here so that it gets grouped by location. And to have a total, you should have a count at the bottom. In the bottom field, you should have a count field to get the totals. So it's a global field. Click OK. I didn't make it. So in the sort tab, you can also use grouping and subtotaling, and you can do those kind of things which was happening in metrics report. Even we can make it in custom reports, advanced reports. See, if you go to sort tab, you can make it like enable outlining based on grouping, and you want to include group naming headers and subtotals, you can enable it. Okay. Click OK, and then run your report. Run it. See, it is grouped by location. All the like each location is grouped. Okay, and in the right hand, in the title, you have the you find the grand total of this, and also you find the count. Since it's a total count, how many employees is there, right? The total count, you get it, and you also find the grand totals. Since you enable here, right, you display grand totals. Got it or confusing?
So did you name it? I mean, did you group it horizontally or vertically? Did you change it?
So we can do group it only this horizontal only.
So you said group name, right? So group. How did you?
Sorry.
The sort tab go below?
I didn't. I just grouped it. I didn't sort it. Actually, it grouped it. I'll run the report again and show you.
Yeah, but you grouped what? Locations, right?
Location by location.
So
Group by location.
yeah.
So
So where did you?
I mentioned your location. So it will be group by location. I'll run and show you. See, this each is a location. Under Bangalore location, we have this. This is only for terminated employees we have taken, right? So under this Bangalore location, we have this terminated employees. Under this location, we have this, see each location. Brisbane is a location. Under this location, we have this employee. Under this Las Vegas location, we have this employee.
Okay.
So it is grouped by each location in the tenant. Confusing or see, let me run for all active employees and remove the filter and I will show you. Hey, give me a minute. I just have this call. Really sorry. Yeah. Okay. So see, we are grouped by location. We'll remove this condition and then I'll run and show you. So you can group by location, you can group by supervisory organization also.
So how is that related is what I'm asking. So you, in the column, you have fetched group name. In the sort, you have, you.
See, it's just a group name. It's just a group name. We have to add. If you don't add this, it will not group it actually. Okay.
Okay.
This is that a name you have to, this is a global field. If you see this, it's a global field which you need it added here. Otherwise, it will not group it. Okay.
Group whatever it is there in the sort.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it? So if you don't specify this field, it will not group it actually. So if you want you want to group anything by location, by supervisory organization, or by company, you have to specify this field group. Otherwise, it will not do it in the advanced report. Okay. If you don't add this, it won't do it. It's a global field. And the count also, if you don't specify the count, it won't do it actually. This is a global field.
Okay.
Okay. It's clear now?
Yeah.
Hello? Confusion?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Okay. So I'll run it and show you here. Let me remove this also. Okay. I'll run and show you here. See, under Boston, this employees there. So under, maybe it's just an right? We have only few employees on each tunnel. Let me go to a different location, a global location. Let's take this New York again. It will have only few. See, for example, if you go to this location, let's see how many employees are there inside this location. Okay. If we take a different location, 7 more employees are there. Right, sure, again, it's a custom location. Let's take this Texas. See, under Texas, we have these many employees. See, let me go to this location. What is this? Texas location, right? Go to view location and go to the Texas. You will understand. So it is under that particular location, how many employees are there? It has grouped by that.
Yeah.
View location. See, this is a test tenant, right? This is a practice tenant. So many people will create the location under that they'll have only one employees. That's why it shows one employee per location, and they create like their own customization. They have done this tenant. That's why it shows one employee per. It's a practice tenant.
Yeah, I got it.
If you go to members, see we have these many employees, so it's there. Okay. Got it? So this is how it's grouped by location. So this even grouping and totaling and can be happen using custom report also, advanced report also. For more drilling, but drilling down and details cannot be done here. Click on it and getting the details of this one, we cannot do it. But that drilling and like getting a detailed record, we can do only with metrics reporting. Okay. We'll talk about the metrics report today. After this custom report is done, then advanced report is done. I'll go to the metrics report and explain you. Okay. So as you know, filtering, filters can be based on instance, as you know it. And you have prompts. Okay. So prompts also you have it. So whatever you specify in filter, you can have it as in prompt. You know about this checkbox, right? What you wanted to know about checkbox? We have it here, right? This one they will ask mostly in the interview. What's the difference between prompt the user for the value and prompt the user and ignore the condition the value is blank? You know about this option in filter? You know about this option?
Prompt the user with the value and ignore the filter conditions if it's 0. Okay.
See, for example, you specify the prompt. Okay. Let's say this value itself, I specified it as okay. So I'm just running this report. Run it. So if I don't specify it here, it will display no values. Okay. But if the value is blank, I want to don't ignore the condition itself. If the value is blank. Okay. What will I do in that case? See, sometimes you wanted to make them required. Sometimes you don't want to be required. Sometimes like the condition is there, then take it. Otherwise, do it for the entire data. Okay. So what will I do is like in that case, I'll choose that particular option from the user for the value and ignore the condition if the value is blank. Okay.
Okay.
I'll use this. And then run again. So now I'm not specifying any value. It will take for the entire employees. Got it? Okay. Is it understood now? Okay. I'll take it as answer. Okay. So I want this to be required field. When you're going to run the report, I want this to be specified as a required field. How do you make that?
You can make in the prompts to the end, you have an option to like make it required.
Make it required or do not prompt at runtime. Yes. So in the prompt, you can make them as do not prompt at runtime, or you want to make them as required, you can do it. So you can have it here. So I don't have this. See, when I run the report, I have the prompts, but I don't see it here. How can we bring them here? See, when I run the report, I have 4 prompts, but I don't see it on the prompts tab.
Populate the undefined prompts.
Yes. So this is called as a bell icon. So whenever you click on here, it will just get you all your prompts from your data source filter. If you have any prompts, see, these 3 filters are from a data source filter. Okay. And this is a field which we added in the filter and we make us prompt the user for the value. So it comes up here. So if you move to the right, if you want to make it required, you can make it. So if you make them required, can we make do not prompt at runtime?
No, I guess.
No, if you do that, it will go error. If you make them required, either you have to specify a value or you should uncheck that. Okay. Either clear it or make it then not required. So if you make them required, you cannot choose the option do not prompt at runtime. Okay. Clear? Okay. So next we go to the next tab. The sub filter. You know about the sub filter. To filter any related business object, we use sub filters. Okay. Next, coming to the next tab, output. You know about dashboards? Worklets, dashboards. Any idea?
Dashboards, yeah.
Worklets.
I mean, I don't remember like properly. Like it's all vague.
To add any report in the dashboard, we'll add it like let's say there's a dashboard in a home page. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take to my home page. So I want to add a report in the dashboard. Let's say I'll have a custom dashboard. Let's say this is a dashboard, right? To this dashboard, I want to make my report available. How could you do that? The first step is like you want to go to the output tab and you want to enable them as worklet first. We can add the report into the dashboard in the form of worklets. Okay. If you enable them as worklets and if you have to like know on which dashboard it should appear, let's say home. So I wanted to appear on Calfield 2020 is there. This is a dashboard name. So I'll specify it here. Why is it not coming here?
I think it will come on the page, right? It's not on the worklet. So there'll be like another worklet displayed with the name of the report.
What is it? What was it? Come again.
So now if you say, okay, so we will have a worklet with the report name.
Worklet in the, see if you go to maintain dashboard, I'll show you how we had it. We go to maintain dashboard task. Okay.
Like CD, like test about, like employee overview, we will have a report as well here, right? Not inside that, right?
See, inside the dashboard, you see all this dashboard is there, okay? These are custom dashboard and you also have Workday delivered dashboard. We have this custom dashboards over here, okay? If you wanted to add it under this dashboard, let's say AJ dashboard 001, we'll go here and we'll like, no, we have different tabs to be specific. We can create multiple tabs. So once you enable them as worklet, you can add it here. Yeah. But on which dashboard it should available, we should specify in the report. So if I'm trying to add here the particular report, okay, since I made it on home, only home it is there, but I enabled as outlet, okay, but it won't show here. One error is there. So whenever we make them as enable as outline, yeah, so we cannot use them in the dashboard. Okay. If we enable them as outlining, enable outlining based on grouping, we cannot use it in dashboards. We have to uncheck it. So I'll remove this. Let's have group name mentioned in the report. Still, yeah, application I have made it. Okay, so I'm using this report as a home dashboard and message thing. If I'm trying to add here, it won't show. Okay, until you make them available in this particular dashboard, it will show. Go to output, and you make them available here on particular dashboard. See, now I added here, and then I'll go to this dashboard, and then under workload I can make them available now. Sorry, report me. Okay, one more thing is like we need to share the report. Okay, we should share the report. Until we share the report, we cannot be added to the dashboard. And check for the dashboard who have access to it. Okay, see if you go to the settings, we have it. Okay, see if I take dashboard again, it's a huge topic. I'm just giving you the outline of it. See, we have this under this domain. Whoever has this domain only, it should be shared. It should be shared to this domain actually. Whoever access to this domain, it should be shared. The report should be shared with them. Okay, let's see who has access to it and share it with them. Let's take any compensation administrator. Let's take share the report with compensation administrator. So one thing is like you have to enable on which workload it should available, and also you should share it with the particular security groups. So you wanted to share with compensation administrator, it should be shared. Okay, now I go here. Go to the content and now try to add it. So now it will come. See, it shows the report to whom it has been shared. Okay. Any doubt? Like now I just took the very outline of this dashboard. It's again a huge topic. It will take like to make them available on home page. Again, you have to go to the home dashboard and add it over there. Okay. So if you don't make it available on the particular dashboard, it won't show you over there. So two things, you have to share the report and also you have to make them which dashboard it should appear. You should specify it on the output tab. Okay. Having this help text, this help text, we have two texts. One is brief description. When you see the report, when you search for a report definition, and below the report definition, below the report name, you want to have some description of it. You can have this brief description. And if you want to more information is when you run the report, on the report output, you get some text on the more information. Okay. And that is what is over here. Okay. Next, coming to the share tab. As I said, you want to share the report, you choose this option. You want to share with all authorized users. What is all authorized users is when you want to share the report with when you make all authorized users, the whoever the data source is shared, like no, all the security groups are authorized users. Whoever access to the security groups, all are authorized users. Okay, and then transfer with specified groups and users, like no users. You want to share with specific groups or users, users options. Okay. Always place an error in the dashboard and make it compensation administrator to be shared. Or I wanted to share the report with Steve Morgan and specify the person name. Okay, fine. Coming to the advanced tab, you want to make this report for optimized performance. Then your filter should be based on only index fields. Okay, and coming to you have to enable as web service, you can do it. What is enable save parameters? Okay, enable preferred currency is like you want to have a preferred currency in output, then you can make this preferred enable preferred currency. Enable save parameters, something if enabled it, click OK. You can save your filter values. Okay, I'll show you how. Run it. See, you get this option filter name now. Before it was not there, right? So for example, I want to specify here 5. So let's say 5. And then my contingent worker type should be contractor, and my employee type should be regular, and workers. It's a filter type which I'm maintaining with. You want to save it, you can save it with. You can save it here. So that click on save, it gets saved. See, it gets one saved filters. If you enable that, only this option comes up. If you don't enable it, it won't come. So in interviews, we do have like can we save the filters in the runtime parameters? Yes. What we do for that? We do go to the advanced tab. We just make it as enable save parameters. Okay. Clear? Okay. Next, coming to the one. So we have a different concept of prism. So if you want to make the prism enable, we have to click on enable for prism. I'll show you. It's enable for prism we have, enable for worksheets we have. It's a different concept. So again, it's a prism, a different kind of prism analytics. We have different concept over there. So you want to make them as temporary report, you do it here. Okay. If you want to have any facet filtering, you can have it here. What is this facet filtering? I'll tell you.
What is enable prism?
Prism is, we have a, like, no, I'll tell you one day description about prism. So for example, in report, in custom report, we have few data. Let's take an example, like we have worker details can be pulled up in the report. Okay. I want to have dependence employee details. Can it be available in Workday? No, I have a different Excel sheet. What basically they'll do is like, they'll do it from, they'll take the worker details from Workday, and they'll take the dependencies in Excel sheet. So they'll do some VLOOKUP and they do something, okay, on manipulation on that, okay. But we have a different concept of prism. In Workday itself, we can bring the outer, whatever in the Excel sheet, we can bring it to Workday and we can do the manipulation here itself, okay. That is what a prism. We have a different methods and how we have different certification itself is available for that, okay. It's a different big concept, okay. So I was talking about this shared tab, right? So facet filtering. For example, I want to have a field called location, and I want to have like when I click on the filter in the site, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, I have made this location. I'll run the report and show you. So report cannot be used on in the filter. Have facet filtering. Only on index fields we can have this facet filtering. Okay, let me enable that performance and then we'll check for the facet filters. Hello fields. Location, let's take employee type then. And type. Okay, again pose item. Yes. Okay, report cannot use non-existent filters and our facet filtering filter. A non-X used for filtering is next time we either remove the non-X filter from the report or remove the facet filtering. Okay. It says like since we made enabled as like no optimized for performance, in the filter we have used a non-index filter as a filtering. Okay, that's why it throws this error. Let's take time type here. For the field prompts, we remove this prompt, and here also we should remove it. Run it. Okay. See, this is a facet filtering. So I want to get only part-time employees, full-time employees. You will get it based upon the filter over here. This is a facet filtering. Okay. Or I wanted to have part-time employees. You can choose it from here and you'll get the results from here. Okay. Understood what is the facet filtering is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So almost we saw all the options in advanced report. Any questions with respect to here?
No.
I think I covered almost all the tabs. In each tab I covered almost all the options.
Yeah.
Okay, clear? Clear about the advanced report? Can I ask you some few questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we enable them as worklets? In which tab do you enable them as worklet?
In the output tab.
Okay. So can we have different like no chart? I missed this option, but I'm just asking you like no. Can we have if you're doing a grouping and column like no grouping and you have some manipulation on the like no from calculations? Can we have both table and chart in advanced report? Chart and table. I want to have like no.
Are you asking can we have both at once?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we can do it.
As
In
in like
advanced report, if we have grouping and columns like no grouping and totaling, you can have it then.
okay.
Okay, since we added the sort under sort, we did some like no grouping, right? In that case, I want to have a charts like no in this location. We have this grouping, right? In this location, how many is the total? We have this totaling and we have grouping, right? Both the things we had it in the sort tab. In that case, we can have both chart and table. I'll tell you how. In the output type, we have a concept of table and chart also we have it.
Yeah.
Okay, in the output type we can mention it how it should look, only the chart or only the like no we have only the table, or we can have it this way, chart and table. If you specify that both chart and table will be available. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
But this is only when you have grouping and totals
Okay.
in advanced type. Okay. Okay. I want like with respect to reporting, I want to transfer the ownership. This is owned by Ben Thomas. If you go here, you have the ownership. This report is owned by Ben Thomas, right? I want to transfer the ownership to someone else. I want to transfer the ownership to Logan McMillan. How can we do that?
It's in the related actions.
Okay.
Go to the related actions and
Custom report, transfer
yeah.
ownership. Okay. And you order to be Logan McMillan. You can transfer it. Now the report will be owned by Logan McMillan instead of Ben Thomas. Okay. Okay. I think almost have covered it here. Let's see if you go and see the share tab, you have this Logan McMillan. Okay.
Yeah.
It's now shared to Logan McMillan now. Okay. The other topic which I'll start with today is metrics report. Any questions with respect to advanced, you can post it. Okay. Before getting into that, I'll talk about one more thing called report tags. Okay. What is report tags? People ask in interviews, what is report tags?
Similar types of reports can be like tagged together.
Okay, yeah, maybe that is also right. The other way is like, no, for example, you have all payroll reports, all compensation reports. You want to group by each model, like, no, I want to group by benefits reports. I want to group, like, no, I want to create a compensation reports, payroll, benefits, worker reports, or like any tags you can create it. So this is a place where you create your tags. Like no, I want to create this as a demo. I want to create a report tag called demo. Okay, you can go here and create a demo. Okay, and the next report, for example, you're creating one more report called metrics. You can also make them as create a report tag attached to it. Okay, so demo is there. So whatever I'm creating reports with respect to demo, it will be there. Okay, I can create one time of reporting tags can be created, and inside the tags we can add it. Okay, how this could be useful, right? When you go to view custom report, okay, there will be like a lot of things will be like by owner, by report tags, by security groups. You will see it. It will be easier for your search. Okay, I'll tell you how it looks. See, we have an option called by report tags, right? To click here, you have whatever report tags you have it, you can choose it from here and then you can search it easily. See, basically these many report tags will not be there. Okay, it's by owner. Okay, by report tag. See, under this tag, I have no, you didn't click on OK. Did we click OK on that report? I think it's not tested. It's no report fish mark. It's not a report. See, why it was not coming is like it is not owned by us and it is not shared with us.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will share it with, here is a report, it's not showing here. I'll just go here. So you can see it here. I'll just share it with Ben Thomas so that it will be available over there. So you know for the security part, right? How this data source field security groups work on field level security, you know how to check the security and all, right?
I think I know.
No?
Okay. Not very sure.
Let me go to share and then I will share with Ben Thomas. See, for example, your report says like, no, you don't have, with respect to field level security, I'm saying like, say like, no, sometimes we get the like, no, cost center, functional constraints, which means like anything with functional constraints, it says you don't have access to the particular field. For example, you're not able to see the value cost center because you don't have access. You want to provide the access. How will you do it? Okay. What you do is like, go to the field. Okay. Go to the field, go to the actions, security, go to view security, okay, which will give you in which domain this particular field is available. So this is all users, so there is no restriction on this particular field. It is tenant non-configurable, which like it is available for everyone. Okay, so there is no problem with this security for this particular field. See, some field will be available only for certain people, like certain security groups. Let's go to total base pay and see the security of it. So this we call as field level security. See, this is under this worker data compensation organization. So if you don't have access to this domain, we will not able to see this particular field values. So how do you do is like go to the particular domain security policy, edit it, and then make you add your security group and make it activated. Okay. Go here. You want to have data view or modify, you can specify it under the view or modify access, and then you have to activate it. Which security we need to add, you can add it, and then you can click OK, and then you have to activate pending security policy, then it will be activated. Okay, this is how we do the field level security. Got it? Okay. Any questions? I think almost with respect to everything through through advanced report. I've covered everything.
Yeah.
Any questions you have?
Not right now.
Okay. Okay, we'll go for the next report type, metrics report. Create custom report. Can matrix report enabled as web service?
No.
Okay, good.
Only advanced and
What is a matrix report first? Why do you go for matrix report? In what situation you go for matrix report? If you're getting, you know about what is a matrix report, right? What is a matrix report? See, I'll give you a description of it. See, for you want to group anything, when you see the matrix report page, it's for row grouping and column grouping. I'll show you. So it makes you like understand more. Say, all active workers. Okay. See, the page itself will show you grouping, row grouping and column grouping. So it is first it's meant for grouping and aggregation, I said. See, it has grouping, row grouping and column grouping. So first it is meant for grouping of data. So if you see this description now, you'll understand it. So it's for allow you to group data, summarize metrics for those grouping, which is the summarization fields. Here if you see it. Okay. It is for grouping and summarizing the grouping fields. It gives a you understand the definition of it right now, right? So you understood it's for grouping, and also we have different tabs with respect to advanced report. We have drill down where we don't have it in advanced report. We have metrics, drill down, filters, others remain the same. Filter, prompts, output, share, and advanced remains the same. But these two we don't have sub-filter concept in metrics report. Only in advanced report we have the concept of sub-filters. We don't have it in a metrics report. Okay. So what do you say metrics report? It's for grouping data and to summarize metrics for those groupings. Okay. And then it also uses to have a drill down options. Under drill down, we have drillable fields. Okay. It makes the definition is clear.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll ask you what is a metrics report? Why do you go for metrics report? Okay. It is for grouping and to summarize on the grouping, summarize on the grouping fields, and also to have a drillable options. Okay. I want to let's give a scenario. I want to group all get a count of in which location how many workers are there. In let's say in you which country or any location you can choose it. In US location how many employees are there. In UK it's a country. In each country how many employees are there. I want to know. How can we do that? See, also have to mention with respect to reporting, with respect to grouping here, maximum number of row grouping in a metrics report, we can have only 8. Okay. And column grouping is mandatory or optional. In metrics report, it is optional. And maximum column grouping we can have is only 2. Okay. So in metrics report, we can have maximum of 8 rows, 8 row grouping, and column grouping only is maximum is 2. See, if you try to add here, there is no plus button here. Can you see it here? There is no plus button to add a field. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And even column grouping, you cannot add a field here. But in the summarization field, we can have, okay, but not in the row and column grouping. They ask us how many row grouping maximum we can have it in a metrics report. Okay, we say 8. And column grouping is mandatory? No, it's an optional. How many maximum column grouping can we happen in metrics report is only 2. Okay, clear? Can you explain me what is a metrics report now?
So matrix report is for grouping and for summarizing and to drill down the data. So we don't have an option to increase the number of inputs. We have 2 columns and 8 rows. That is fixed.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's do. I want to group by. As I said, I want to group by location. Let's say country. Primary work address. Country. I want to group it by particular field. Particular country. we should have this, at least one summarization field should be here. If you remove this, it will throw an error. So at least one summarization field should be there. Okay, one summarization field should be there, and by default we have this count. Okay. Okay. And what is this drill down fields? We have default fields and we have detail fields and drillable fields. Okay, drillable fields and detailed data. What is this? We'll see. Okay, let's run the report and see how it looks first. Then we'll talk about this drillable and detailed data. Okay. See, in US, as I said, country, in United States of America, we have these many employees. In India, we have these many employees. In United Kingdom, we have these many employees. Okay, at the end, we have this is a count, and at the end we have totals. By default, it will have it. Matrix report will have these fields. Okay, got it? Okay, you understood now this column. See, column grouping is only optional. If you want it, you can have it, but row grouping is mandatory in the matrix report. Okay, but it is a clickable actions. This is a clickable fields, but I don't get anything. Okay, see, I have only workers, but when I click on this 1018, right, I want to get worker data. I want to get worker time type. I want to get what type of employee type is. I want to get all the fields. How could I do that? We will see. Also, remember this option, and remember this option as well. Okay, this is criteria is there, right? We will see what it is now. Okay, go to the matrix report now, report definition. Okay, go to drill down option. Go to the drill down option, and we have drillable fields. So what is this drillable fields? When you click on this, we saw criteria, right? We saw a criteria, right? There we specify the drillable fields. You want to drill, for example, you want to filter by worker by employee type, or you want to time type by employee type. You can choose the fields whichever you want to drillable having over there. I'll add few fields and then show you, run and show you. Okay, make it worker type. 3, 1, and I'll add location. Okay. Now here I'll add few more details. I'll add job title. This is a detail field. I'll show you the difference when I run the report. Job detail, the job title I'll add. And then I want to add hire date. What is the hire date of the employee? Okay, and then I want to have total base pay. Okay, let me click and run the report and show you. See, I added the drillable fields, the time type, worker type added the drillable fields, and the detail field I added job title, hire date, and those stuffs. Okay, I click on this 397. You get this job title, hire date, and total base pay. Okay, this is a detail fields. Whatever you add in the detail field, when you click on it, you will get the details of it. What is this drillable fields? See here, we added employee type, location, and worker type. So these are the drillable fields. You want to see the filter by location, by time type, you'll get a different results over here.
Okay.
Refresh. See, we have in this location, what is a time type, what is a full time, part time, and count. You get a different type, different result according to that.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to you want to do time type by worker type. You get a different output over here. Refresh. Understood?
Yeah.
What's deliverable fields and detail fields, right? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. This is how we use metrics reports, but these options are not available in advanced reports.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why this metrics report will be useful for it. Okay. I want to have both chart plus table. Okay. I want to have both chart plus table. How would I do this? As I told, like we can have both chart and table, right?
Yeah.
In chart also we have a lot of options with respect to chart. Okay, we have like, if we have to go for chart and table, under chart options we have multiple charts. You want to define what you have to define your x-axis, what you have to define for your y-axis. We have chart type as donut, but we have chart type as bar, clustered, and people are very familiar with Excel, right? They don't understand exact, like, no description of this, what this chart type are being meant for. Okay, so we have a lot of, like, we have bar stack and bar 100%, bar clustered. We have column 100, column stack, column clustered. We have like line, and we have like so many chart types are there. Let me choose donut, and then I'll show you how it looks. Run it. See the chart and table both. Okay,
Oh.
got it. Okay. I'll see, these are only count summarization field. There's also different summarization field types are there. I'll also take you to that. So if you scroll down, see we have different summarization types. We have count here. If you go and click here, we have average, calculation, count distance, maximum, minimum, percentile, and sum. Okay. You want to find the maximum value of the total base pay. You want to find the minimum of the total base pay, or you want to sum it up. You want to sum it up all your total base pay. Let me do it here. Okay. See, we also have option of formatting here. Okay, you want to do a different formatting option, you can do it here. Okay. For example, you wanted to have format like you don't want to have any commas. You don't have like no like you wanted to this format. You want to have 0.00 after decimal point. You can do have different formatting also over here. Okay. See, total. See, we have this like no, there are a lot of invalid ones. That's why like no, it's scrambled data. If you see the other ones, it shows you the data total. Like this is a total of sum of all in that particular country for 11 employees. This is the summation of the total base pay.
Okay.
Okay. For other things, as you know, it's a scrambled data. Right? That's why there's a lot of invalid things are there. Okay. But if you see this, there are a lot of options. The total will be invalid because we have this invalid options over here. Okay. And that's why. So if you see, it is all there. So it will give you the sum of all your, for the particular, it's grouping by particular country. On that particular country, it takes 7 employees. 7 employees total base pay will be added here. Okay. We also have summation. You want to have on the total base pay. You want to have some few, like you want to do some calculation on it. You can just do like no. Still, you can do that using calculations. There's an option called calculation over there. So through that calculation, you can add few calculations. You can do it on the calculation option. Over here, we have summation type as calculation. You can still do that. Okay. I want to set up a like no indicator. Okay. My scenario I'm giving here is like, can we have analytical indicator metrics report?
Sorry.
Let's say,
Can you repeat it again?
can we have an indicator saying like, say, total base pay is less than 50,000. Okay. Can we have an indicator saying like, hey, it is indicator say like if it is low in, if it is less than 5, let's say give an example like this. Let me take a notepad. Okay. Let's say in a location, okay, in a country, okay, Let me group by gender is there. I'm taking a gender as column grouping. Okay. If the gender male count is less than 50, okay, it should indicate as yellow.
Okay.
Okay. If the male count is greater than 50, it should display as green. Can we make this kind of indicators in metrics report?
I guess so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How could we do this? What is how we can do this? Where we have to go and do this? I'll tell you. We'll create a report and I'll show you. I'll add gender here and I'll show you how it looks. Okay. Go by column grouping. The count. Okay. Run it. See, in each location we have this male. This is blank. We don't have it. Okay. In the male count is 138. The female count is 126. Okay. This total base pay is for each country and for the count. Okay. So we have blank is this one, male, female, and not declared. We have this genders. Okay. As of now, I'm doing this sum so that it will be easier for you to understand it. See, in this location, we have the male count 138, female count is 128, and others is this one. Okay, 4 and 750. Okay, so but I want to have indicator like if the male count is greater than 50, it should display as green. If it is less than 50, it should display as indicator say like it should be yellow indicator. Okay, how could we do this? We'll see. Okay. So go to the count, we edit this. So go to here, we have an option, create analytical indicator for report. Okay. If you go here and it will show you. So on control, if you want display condition, what is it condition you have it? Male. Let me give the name as indicator. Okay. And visualization type, you can choose it like how it should be rating with stars, or you want to have it with red stars, or you want to maintain status as yellow, green, or red, or arrow you want it, how you wanted to make it should look. It should have an arrow or other make it red or green or yellow status. Okay. So what is the field you wanted to have it? Okay, we already have it. We have this gender, right? So let's take count is greater than 50. It should be green circle. Okay. And count is less than 50. It should display yellow. Okay. Now I'll click OK. It will take out the total count. I know why it is. It will take it not consider the male count. It is on the total count. So if the total count is greater than 100, for male count, you have to create a calfi, some related instance. Now, sorry, count related instance. You understood now, right? Why this, If the gender is only male, then you have to get a cal field for the count related instance and add it under that. Okay. See, if it's greater than 50, it is green. Less than 50, triangle, yellow triangle. This all we call it as analytic indicators everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, got it? How we set this analytical indicators?
Yeah.
Where did you go? On the summarization field, go to the particular option.
Yeah. Create an
And then
indicator.
create analytic indicator. Okay, so if they ask an interview questions, you should be able to answer it. Okay, we have this indicator. Okay. So as I talked about drill down fields, drill down option, filter as usual, prompts as usual, output as usual. I we also talked about chart options. Same, share, advanced. Any doubts with respect to metrics report?
Oh no.
Clear? Okay. So I define your metrics report. It is for grouping and for summarizing on the grouping fields. And we have this drilling and detail options. Drill down and detail options. We can have it in metrics report. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. You have any question?
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay. Let me go for the trending reports. Okay. We'll discuss about the trending report now. When we go for trending reports, what is a trending report actually is? Any idea?
No.
Okay. See, we go for attrition or head count details. When you want to have any higher count or any termination count or any counts with respect to attrition, you want to have the head count, we go for this trending reports. Okay. Like say, I'll give you an example. Like they ask you in an interview, have you created trending reports? And how do you? What is the scenario you may ask you? You can say like no. It's basically for attrition and headcount purpose. For example, they want to know in this particular quarter or in this particular year how many people have been terminated. They want to know the count, which is like no, this is an attrition happening in an organization. Okay, they want to know how many people have been hired in this organization in the particular quarter or in a particular year. Okay, or we can do this with this trending reports. See, similar to metrics report with a time period element, I'll show you. It also has row and column grouping, but we have concept of time period. That is the I said in a particular year. I put a wording saying like in a particular quarter or in a particular year. I said right, which is with a time period element. Okay, this commonly used to have report analysis trending worker data like headcount and attrition. Okay, you're using it for headcount and attrition purpose. Okay, I'll tell you how we go to here. So in trending reports, we basically recommend to use trending worker data source. Okay. There are data schools all trended workers. Okay. This workers, this is a like no recommended data source to use for the trending reports. One minute. So we, as is the index data source, we'll have data source filters. For example, you wanted to for all organization or for particular planning, you can have it for trended workers for all organization, or you want to have a default filter. We have these three options for data source filter. Okay. If you want for all organization, it will be for all the organizations in the tenant. Okay. So as I said, we have this time period concept. So do you remember I was talking about date roll up, right? Look up date roll up. I talked to this cal field function yesterday. When I talk about trending reports, I'll come to this cal field, right? Okay. See, whenever you see any time field, it will be with record date. Okay. If you want to format this record date, we will go for date lookup data roll up. Okay. See, this record date will show you it's only trended workers data source. It's associated with trending worker instance. I'll tell you what it is. See, for example, you wanted to group by time period field. Okay. We already want to, as I said, you want to group by year, you want to group by month, you want to group by quarter, you can do it. Okay. But I wanted to have different formatting. How could I do that? Okay. Go to create calculate function, task. Yeah, I mean brushing up fast because you know already, right? That's why I'm just going fast. And also, if you want to cover a lot of things, right? That's why maybe I may be a bit fast.
Yeah.
Date rollup. This is standard workers data source. Okay.
Do we use the calc field mostly in trended work reports?
What is it? This calculate. Yes. I'll show you. I'll show you when I open this calculate, you'll understand it.
Okay.
Record date. See the date field, you have it here. You may see record dates. All will be like only 4 fields we have it. Record date, last function updated, event lookup date, created moment. Only 4 fields we have this for this particular function. Okay. We mostly use for trending reports. That's why I said we mostly use for trending reports. So record date, you want to format this particular calc will be useful. Okay. See, if you go to this option, we have only few things. We have only either group by year, year month, or quarter. Okay, I want to format it to a different function. I want to have each quarter or each year. You want to format, you can format in these ways. Formatting options available here. Got it? Okay, that's why this calculus is useful. Now it's clear why this have this function. That's why I said when I go for training workers, I come to this function. Okay, so now I have made it to year. I formatted to years. So my output will be based on each year. Okay, you have already ordered here. If you wanted to add it as a calcul also, you can add it here. Okay, not here, sorry, the field. So now you can have it like this, or you can create a time period for report and you can choose your time period like this. Okay, I'll tell you with the record date where you have to add it. Oh, let take S. Okay, so this will be a time period as year. Sorry, I'm so confused. Okay, we don't have a row grouping here. We just have a column grouping here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have a column grouping. We just have a row grouping here. Like, no, and column grouping is also optional. What is this row groups like? No, display time period as rows. So you want to have rows as your time period record date, you can have it, or you want to have columns, you can have it. Okay, and I want to get the count. What count you want to get it? Okay, let's say I want to sum it up all my termination count. See, if you have a direct field under this term, tenant worker data source, right? We have a direct counts. We have higher count. If you see here, you have to get it directly with it. As I said, it's for head count purpose, right? We have like, no, again, I want to sum it up the termination count. We have a direct field under this data source. Termination count, involuntary termination count, voluntary termination count, regrettable termination count. So we have direct fields over here. Okay. So with respect to this, I want to get each year what is my head count. Or I want to have row grouping as in each year, in each location or each supervisory organization, what is my head count. So in this case, my row grouping will be supervisory organization. My column grouping will be the record date, and I'll get the head count for each grouping action. I'll show it and run and show it to you. Run. It's a default parameters, launch parameters from the data source filter. Okay. As I said, we want to take for all organization. For which organization you want to take it. Okay. A lot of dummy data here. Okay. Don't get the real values. will take any company for local makers company so that it will be real. I'll go to a profile and I'll take a real look.
Yeah.
Yes, Shiva. Okay.
Hello, Madhumit. Hello, Muthu.
Yeah, Shiva. Okay, so this is a supervisory organization. Let's say how many employees are there inside that. Okay, there are 2. That's fine. Okay, I'll take that particular supervisory organization. Yeah, 10 minutes, Shiva. I will be done with this. Okay, and I'll take what is the start date as I'll take it from 1/1/2000 to date. Okay, we don't have any termination count over here since only 2 employees are there. Everything is 0 over here. So basically, we'll get a higher count. This organization has nothing to it, or maybe a big organization. If we take it, we'll get a higher count and termination count. We can have it for each year. If you see from 2000, we'll get it for until today for each year. Okay, let's make it instead of.
We should get data at least, right? Because you've taken 2000. This is her higher data, right? So we should get her in the count, right? Logan McNeil.
Logan McNeil is there in the tenant in the thing. Okay.
Yeah, she should be there in the output as well, right?
Let's take her. Let's do our higher date first. Yes, 2000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check what is that. Go back to the report and check it. Let's instead of here, let's go by. Let's, for example, if I want to have for quarters. Okay. For example, you want to instead of years, you want to have for each quarters. You can go here and click on all, and you can have like year and quarters. Okay, so this thing you can have it. Let's see that. Let's define at least one group by field for the metrics too. Okay, I've given WordPress. Okay. So maximum row grouping or column grouping, you can have it in Candy Group is only 2. Okay. Let me take that organization. Yeah, one thing I want to mention here, I forgot to mention, it will take only up to 3 years data. It will not look for more than that. From today, backward is 3 years. It will take only 3 years data. Trending workers will give values for 3 years only, not more than that. I'll tell you where. We have a task called maintain trended workers.
But why did you take this to 2000 then?
See, it will take, but it will take, the values will be concerned only for last 3 years. I'll show you in here. It will show you like, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So if the value comes for only last 3 years, what is the point of taking a 10-year, 20-year-old hiring date?
It will show, but the data will not come up. The data, it will consider only 3 years. See, number of retroactive periods is only 3 years. We cannot have more than that. See, values to be displayed will consider only last 3 years, but not more than. If you give 10 years also, it will display only for last 3 years only.
Okay.
Okay, that is what turning reports is defined in such a way. It takes only last 3 years trending, like no, the periods, last 3 years.
Okay.
See, it's just maintained in tenant level, right? If you specify 5, it throws error 1 and 3. Number of retro, and it's just real time one. I'm just not bluffing or something. I forgot to mention this point at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know, like, is there any
Why it
law?
was not coming? That's when I remember this point. Okay, when you asked why 2000 was not coming, then I realized, yeah, it takes only last 3 years retroactive periods. Even if you try to change it, it throws error.
Okay.
Okay, understood? Okay.
Yeah.
So see, standing groups is quite simple, just the count, and you can do it directly using the standing worker data source. Any
Yeah.
doubts over here?
No.
Clear? Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can wind up with this for today. So other reports is basically a very simple, like, no, we don't basically use it. We use Workday delivered reports for other report types. See, I'll give a very brief description about composite report. If we start with composite report, it takes a lot of time, but I'll give an output of what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know about, as you're into the system, like, know how complex a composite report is, right? We started talking about it goes and goes and on. Okay. So transpose is nothing but interchange the rows and corresponding columns of the report, just like vice versa of the matrix report. Okay. I'll create and show you one search report. It is also quite simple one. So I'll also show you how, like, no, in search report, we saw facet filtering and advanced report, right? Same thing will be say in the search report. One good example for search report will be find workers, find candidates. These are all the Workday delivered search reports. It's a search report. Find workers, find jobs. So those are all Workday delivered search reports. It's a very good example for search. Let me see it here. So this is a Workday delivered report. See, this is a search. This is a facet filtering. We saw an advanced report, right? So this is a facet filtering. We have it in this find worker report. Okay. It's a very good example. So most of the search report we don't create it. We use existing Workday delivered search reports. Okay. Maybe tomorrow's class I'll start with how the search report works. I'll create one sample and show you. Okay. So nbox is again for when you use this nbox for two-dimensional matrix count, like, similar to matrix report, but we want to have, like, when we go for nbox report for the talent and performance. Okay, we go for this talent when you want to create any performance report or want to have any talent reports, you go for this nbox reports. Okay, see, basically people, if you go for even for advanced report certification, they take advanced, they take only metrics. They don't even teach trending. I just, since I, like, you want to know how real time it works, that's why I put the trending. I'll also create and show you search. I'll give you output of what this composite is. Okay, not in that. I'll give you understanding of how composite report works. What is a prerequisite for a composite report? This data business object is required. How it works, I'll tell you. Okay. At least to answer what if they ask in interview what is a composite report, at least to answer that, I'll give a very basic information about it.
Okay.
Okay. Is it okay? Fine for today. Practice it. Come with the questions. We can share it tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah. So I have a couple of things to discuss with you. So the first thing is we still have to cover a few of the calc fields that are pending, and
Yes.
Second thing is I want to start with integrations tomorrow. Studio,
Yes.
I want to keep Studio till the end. So if possible, I want to start Studio tomorrow.
You understood about EIB and co-connectors, then I can start with Studio. You understand what is integration maps, integration overrides?
Yeah, I do have like basic understandings, so maybe we can take all of them parallelly. I mean, yeah, I do understand the overrides, how to fetch the integration overrides attributes, and then how to set up transaction log and stuff like that. So maybe we can take it along with the Studio, So
I think then you can copy it with reports. So I think since you can cover everything, whatever I took it with from advanced metrics, right? You can cover all the options. I covered almost all the options. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, Shishima. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.